If you haven't had an opportunity to watch the latest episode of The Walking Dead, stop listening now. Major spoilers, here we go. Tonight's episode was called Cross. The group is spread thin, with some members holding down the church and the others on the rescue mission. The rescue mission, obviously, is the one for Beth. Beth is trapped inside of this psycho-sadistic, twisted medical center, hospital in the middle of Atlanta, downtown Atlanta. Downtown Atlanta has been firebombed via the napalm attacks or napalm rescue missions. Now, check this out. We found out tonight, which I think is the craziest thing ever. The government said, come to this location. This is where we're going to rescue you at. And they set an evac site, okay? There was this giant water tower, kind of like the same thing that you see in the Amazing Spider-Man series. And it said evac here. Now, as the group comes to that location, you see all of these never-before-seen walkers. They're what I like to call fresh body walkers, okay? And fresh flesh body walkers, because their flesh is literally burned, like by napalm. They're burned walkers, but they're alive because obviously, you know, we're talking about The Walking Dead. So they died during the bombing, and they're living. The living dead, the walking dead, you know, just crawling until someone awakens them, and they're just like, you know, and trying to grab the anybody that passes by so that they can eat or whatever. The flesh is coming off of them. They almost look like, I'm trying to think of like a character or something. Do you remember the pink ooze or slime that was inside of, you know, the ectoplasm that was inside of Ghostbusters 2? Down in the sewers, man. It's like that slime, like that pink ooze, mixed with the turtle's ooze, the green ooze, combine those two together, but keep it the pink substance, and then get a melted marshmallow and kind of like melt it a little bit, you know? That's kind of like what it looked like. Or it looked like that goop that was on online on Facebook and all over the internet, the McDonald's pink slime. That's kind of like the best way I can describe it. It was really fascinating, man. I'm not gonna lie. I really love that. This episode or this podcast for The Walking Dead's Cross is not going to be like an in-depth review. It's just going to be going over some of the parts that really just I really loved about it. Tonight's episode, what I really loved the most is that, you know, once again, we got to see downtown Atlanta. We had some more questions answered. We got to, how do you want to say, see how Dawn's group reacts to violence, okay? And we also have an indication that Dawn's group has been together for 8+ years for some reason. It said 8 years. I don't understand that, the reasoning, justification. But there was this officer, his name, Bob Lamson, that said that he's been with her for about 8 years, so they have a history. He told Dawn's history. And so you kind of get a little bit more understanding about the character. Like, Dawn, she's supposed to be like this big bad boss, that has no compromise within her, but she actually has compromise, okay? And that was really fascinating as far as that aspect. Now, I want to kind of talk about the preacher, man. I don't know what's going on with this guy. I can't put my... How do you want to say it? I can't put place a finger on it. I can't identify the problem or issue, but tonight he was shown in the episode digging on the floor, almost as if you're trying to say, like, you know, not all sins can wash away. Maybe he was trying to wash away the blood or scrape away the blood or the evidence. And then after that, he locked himself inside of his office and then removed the floorboards, crawled from the inside of the church to the outside of the church, and then ran into the woods. Now, what was kind of strange is that he actually stepped on a nail tonight, and then now he's injured. But he was able to run into the woods. He saw some of his congregation, and it's really fascinating the emotion that he's bringing and the level of emotion that he's bringing. What I loved tonight was that Michonne and Carl got to spend more time together, so their relationship is really growing, almost like a mother-father, or excuse me, a mother-son relationship, but also with Rick and Michonne. Remember, I said that a long time ago in one of my podcasts for The Walking Dead. I said Michonne and Rick should be together, man. I mean, obviously I want Michonne and Tyrese to actually be together, but that's not working out, man. And plus, you know, Tyrese has to take care of Sasha now. But I think that the angle, man, with Michonne, Rick, and Carl, and then baby Judith, I think that that's going to go somewhere, man. I'm telling you right now. I just feel it because they were going to go to Atlanta. Rick was like, listen, I need to go to Atlanta, but I need to make sure someone can take care of baby Judith. And she was like, Rick, I'll do it. You know, are you sure? I can go to Atlanta, but why don't you, you know, stay here? He was like, I can't. I owe Carol. I owe her a lot. And then she was like, well, everybody owes Carol, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, look, I need you to stay here with Carl and take care of baby Judith. And then she did it. You know, it was kind of cool, man. I really like that. And plus, I think that, you know, Rick understands that with Michonne staying there with baby Judith and Carl, then, you know, they're going to be safe, man, because Michonne is just straight. She's dope, you know. Another good thing about tonight, man, was how they dealt with Sasha and Bob, that whole situation, man, about letting go. There was a nice I keep saying father because I'm talking about Rick and Carl, but a nice brother-sister moment between Tyrese and Sasha. They were able to kind of lean on one another, and then Tyrese is like, listen, I need you to get over that. I need you to let go, learn to let go. It took me a while, but, you know, I'm here for you. Let me take some of the burden, and then she actually did, man. Tonight you get to see a better side of Beth, and that's kind of like almost like a hero-ish side. You know, she's not singing, she's just straight business, and her business right now is saving Carol. And I think that's kind of cool because you got to see, I guess, almost an adult-ish type presentation of the character. Okay, where she's a little bit older now, she's more wise, she's not annoying, man. And Carl, switching over to Carl because we're talking about Beth because they're two annoying characters, Carl is actually showing that being raised inside of the apocalypse has its limitations on your social interaction. So when you meet new people, the only things that you can talk about is what you know, and what you know is how to survive, and what you and how you survived has limited your perspective on anything that has to do with hope. I loved tonight's episode. It was really kind of, how do you want to say it? It's one of those episodes that if you missed it, it wasn't anything big. And I think that had to do with the AMAs, the American Music Awards, which if you didn't check that out, the Selena Gomez performance was absolutely, oh my gosh, tears. But I think that was the reason why it was such a kind of low action, a lot of talking, pretty much just you can miss it, man. Another thing, before I leave, Maggie, she has elevated her character to almost, how do you want to say it, like a mother type character, like one that can provide healing and understanding. She's like the Herschel. She is officially Herschel now, and she's taken that role, man. When she took that blanket, she pulled down a ladder, she took a blanket, and she kind of built a shelter to put Eugene in the shade. I just found a newfound respect for her. I never knew her character was capable of that. I knew that she learned that from Herschel, but I never knew her like that. And then also, with her and Abraham, how she's able to, get him out of that funk, and provide for him, even though he was wanting to just give up and quit and die and all hope was lost. She was able to revive him, and hopefully that works out in the end for them. I loved how Rosita's story, finally, man, we get to hear Rosita talk, and she was able to be a strong character tonight. I appreciate that, man. I've been saying that for a while, man. Rosita is something that it shouldn't be used for just sex. It shouldn't be used for an unintelligent being. She's a really strong character, a really strong woman, and her character deserves more. And I think tonight we're getting there. Okay, it just kind of took them some time, I guess, for some things to fall, chips fall where they may, and for some ducks to line up and all that good stuff. But now that it is, I think that you'll see a little bit more of her character, man. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'm gonna start the in-depth review right after this, man. Thanks again for watching. Right here.